The world lost a powerful voice, but what we didn't expect was the silence that followed until now. At just 52 years old, beloved MTV host and trailblazing voice for a generation, Ananda Lwis has tragically passed away. But while fans were still reeling from the shock, her husband Harry Smith finally broke his silence. And what he revealed in his emotional tribute is sending chills across the internet. Why did Ananda keep so much hidden? What happened in her final days? And how is her husband honoring her memory in a way that's now going viral? You're about to find out. And trust me, this is a story you won't forget. If you were growing up in the late 90s or early 2000s, Ananda Lwis wasn't just another face on your screen. She was the voice of a generation. Bold, brilliant, unfiltered, and deeply compassionate. She used her platform as an MTV VJ, talk show host, and activist to uplift Black voices, call out injustice, and keep it real, even when the industry didn't want her to. And now that voice is gone. At just 52 years old, Ananda Lwis has passed away, leaving behind a devastated fan base, unanswered questions, and a heartbreak that reaches far beyond Hollywood. But what's even more shocking, the unspoken details surrounding her death, the deeply personal tribute from her husband Harry Smith, and the private pain Ananda hid from even her closest friends. We've dug through every confirmed source, every statement, and every tribute to bring you the full picture, not just the headlines. In this video, we're going beyond the surface. We'll uncover the untold struggles Ananda battled behind the scenes, reveal the quiet yet powerful love story with her husband, Harry Smith, and the chilling moment he found out she was gone. Take you inside the emotional private funeral and why fans are furious at the mainstream media for ignoring her legacy. And we'll end with the incredible ways her memory is now being honored across the world by those who refuse to let her name fade. This is more than just a celebrity death. It's a wake-up call, a legacy, and a love story all in one. So get comfortable, because what you're about to hear might just change the way you remember Ananda Lwis forever. And right after this first chapter, we're diving into the shocking health battle she kept secret from the public for years, and why even her closest friends didn't know how bad it really was. When the news of Ananda Lwis' death at 52 broke, fans were left confused, heartbroken, and searching for answers. How could someone so full of life, someone who had once energized millions with her fearless voice, be suddenly gone? But here's what most people didn't know. Ananda had been silently battling stage 3 breast cancer for years. In a candid, heartbreaking video posted in 2020, a video that many fans only discovered after her passing, Ananda revealed she had been diagnosed over a year prior, but made the difficult choice to keep it private. Her reason? She didn't trust the medical system. She didn't want to be forced into what she called cut, poison, and burn, referring to surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation. Instead, she pursued a path of holistic treatment, nutrition, and emotional healing. In her own words, "I watched my mother suffer through treatment for breast cancer, and I promised myself that if I was ever diagnosed, I'd try something different." This decision would divide opinions. While many respected her choice, others feared she had waited too long. And tragically, by the time she made her diagnosis public, her condition had already progressed. She continued working quietly behind the scenes, caring for her son, advocating for wellness, and maintaining the same fierce energy that had once made her a household name. But behind closed doors, her battle was relentless, filled with good days and devastating setbacks. Friends say she rarely spoke of the pain. Even in moments of fatigue, she insisted on showing up for her son, for her family, and for herself. She wanted to control her story. She didn't want pity, and most of all, she didn't want the world to see her as broken. But here's the part no one expected. Even some of her closest celebrity peers had no idea how serious things had become. One close friend told Essence magazine, "She was the strong one, the one who always asked how you were doing. She didn't want us to worry. She didn't let us in." And while some admired her strength, others now wonder, should we have seen the signs sooner? Could anything have been done differently? We may never know the full extent of Ananda's suffering. But what we do know is this: she fought with grace on her own terms, and with a quiet courage that deserves to be remembered. But that's not even the most emotional part of this story. While Ananda Lwis was a public figure who shaped culture and inspired millions, her personal life was the one thing she guarded fiercely. Unlike many celebrities who posted every detail of their love life online, Ananda made the intentional choice to keep her romantic life quiet, out of the spotlight, away from public judgment, and shielded from scandal. And now in the wake of her passing, fans are only just discovering the depth of the relationship she shared with her husband, Harry Smith, a man whose name had rarely appeared in headlines, but who played an unshakable role in her final chapter. So who is Harry Smith? And why is his tribute making so many people break down in tears? A quiet bond built on strength and privacy. Harry Smith isn't a celebrity. He's not a media figure or an influencer. According to friends, he's a quiet, grounded man who works in holistic health, which makes sense given Ananda's deep interest in natural healing. The two met nearly a decade ago, long after Ananda stepped back from television. Their connection wasn't built on fame or status. It was built on shared values, mutual respect, and a desire to raise their son away from Hollywood's noise. For years, they lived a calm, low-profile life, balancing wellness practices, parenting, and occasional media projects. Ananda picked carefully. According to family members, Harry was Ananda's anchor during her cancer journey, managing treatments, helping raise their son, and offering the emotional support she refused to ask for publicly. He was her safe space, said one close friend. He never tried to fix her. He just held space for her to be real, even in her pain. Harry Smith finally breaks his silence. In a rare and emotional letter read aloud during Ananda's private funeral service, Harry Smith opened up publicly for the very first time. His voice broke as he read, "I knew the world loved her, but the world didn't know her like I did. She was more than a host, more than a symbol. She was fierce but gentle, brave but vulnerable. She was the love of my life." He went on to say, "She left this world on her own terms, with dignity, with grace, and with the fire that made me fall in love with her in the first place."